Today, we're going to look at how the bot engine works. So let's look at a normal Alexa skill. You have a user, and you have the AWS environment. And that user may have a device such as an Echo. And when they speak into that, that's going to be translated by AWS into what they call an intent. And that intent is then going to be sent to your code in your environment where you can do something with it. Now the bot engine is different. The way the bot engine works is we still have a user and we still have the AWS environment. And they have an Echo. And when they speak into the Echo, it goes into our bot engine and it turns into what we call a request. And this separation is what gives us our big advantage, which is one-time approval. Once you get your skill approved with AWS, you don't have to go through the approval process again with the bot engine. So we have our request, and that request is sent to what we call our engine stack. And our engine stack can use any of the industry natural language processing engines, including some of our own, and we can choose the best engine for the translation. And that translation is sent to what we call our state machine. And in our state machine, we have individual states. And these are the state that the user is in at any point in time, or the state that they're in the conversation. And the user can move from state to state with what we call transitions. And those are represented by our arrows. A state can take an action. It can respond to a user. Essentially, it can do whatever it needs to do before it transitions into another state. And through our front end, we can administer all of the state logic from a database. And that gives us our second big advantage, which is this is all configuration and not code. So we can very quickly change a skill to perform differently with just changing a couple database entries. And depending on the state, that state will give feedback to the engine stack with something that we call an expectation. And that expectation will set the next engine based on what we expect the user to say. And in our conversation, we can have multiple users, and those users could have different types of devices. Maybe they have a mobile phone where they want to send text, or they have a Invoke or a Google Home. They can participate in this conversation as well, which gives our third big advantage, which is multiple devices and multiple users. So all of these users can participate in the conversation on whatever device they happen to use, and we only have one bot engine configuration that can support any device with any user. So the bot engine gives us three big advantages: one-time approval with each provider, configuration and not code, and multiple devices and multiple users. And that's how the bot engine works.